about it, Dio. It's that disgusting to me. And I dug into this. And, Dave has been against permanent life insurance forever, since the first day he's been on air. And this man knows the ins and outs of insurance, and there's a good reason. It's a really crappy product. It's super complicated. It's super expensive. And so we only recommend term life if you're going to get life insurance.
Okay.
Do you have people that rely on your income right now?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your income?
170,000.
Awesome. So we recommend 10 to 12 times your salary in a term life policy, and you're 40 years old, which it's still going to be affordable, way more affordable than any of these IUL policies you see out there. And so you're looking at, probably about a $2 million policy. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, why were you steered toward this IUL?
So I have, I just right now do what my company offers as far as life insurance goes, right? So I've been seeing some of my friends acting as, marketer for this IUL, and they say good things, but I did my own just research. Some of the things I saw was that if you miss paying your premium, you just lose everything you've paid. So it's just that alone just puts me away, right? So I was trying to get some professional recommendation as to what direction to go to. So that's what prompted
Well, the
my
difference,
question.
term life is meant to do one thing: replace the income. All of these permanent life insurance policies, whole life, index, universal life, you name it, their goal is to have this cash value portion as well that builds over time. And so they start touting it, the salespeople, they tout it as this investment, and you can borrow from your money tax-free, and there's a floor, so you're not going to lose money if it's they have all of these slick marketing tactics they'll pitch on you. And here's the funny thing, Dio. I've never heard anyone speak positively about Index Universal Life that wasn't selling it. Isn't that a red flag to you, that the guy telling you about this sells it?
Say it's not so, George.
That's true.
Say it's not so.
Well, let me tell you how it works. So you pay a hefty monthly premium, probably 10 times what you would for a term life policy with the same policy value, some of which goes toward paying for the life insurance, more of which disappears in fees. And the leftovers are added to that cash value portion of the policy. So with an index universal life policy, the cash value will grow based on a stock market index, like this S&P 500. You've heard of that?
Right. Yeah.
And so let's say it did what it did in 2024, 24% return. Amazing. And here's the deal. Your cash value is insulated by a 0% floor there. So if the S&P goes up, the cash value increases up to a cap. So you're probably not going to get 24%, which is frustrating. But there's a cap that it can go down. So they pitch this as, hey, this is a much safer investment than doing it on your own. Well, here's the deal. They ignore the existence of dividends, which is like the bonus profit that you'd get out of these investments. And so with a normal investment account, you'd reinvest the dividends. They don't actually do that. They only look at the net change in that price. And so you're better off investing on your own. You're better off getting term life on its own. Never combine insurance and investing.
Right. Okay. Good.
So I hope that helps just explain the heart behind it and not just IUL bad. And here's the deal.
Right.
I'm going to get blown up by the insurance folks out there. They're going to be clipping this video out and be like, here's where George is wrong. But they're out to get your commissions. I'm out to make sure that Dio's family is taken care of if something happens to him. I got no skin in the game.
All right,
and the people that I use
for those that are cynical, George, and I don't want any hate, but I really don't care.
Ken don't want that smoke.
I like when you talk that way. It's kind of fun.
Thank you.
Are you making any commission with this advice you
Zero.
just gave Dio?
Zero.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
You can use whatever company you want. I'm just telling you, Xander's the folks that I use. They're the folks that I trust across the board for all types of insurance. But I got my term life policy through them. Super affordable. And with term life, the payment is going to be exactly the same. And here's how they do it. They take the risk of a 40-year-old guy named Dio, and they go, all right, well, it would be cheaper when he's young. It's going to get more expensive when he's older. So they take all of that, they divide it over the 20 years, and they give you a level policy. So you're going to pay $50 a month every single month. And Dio, the purpose of insurance, I hope we never have to use it, right?
Right.
I hope the policy lapses and you still are living 20 years from now and you go, all right.
Yeah.
But by then you're self-insured because you followed the Ramsey plan, right? You've gotten out of debt.
Right.
You paid off your house. You've been investing for 15 or 20 years. Your nest egg now replaces that life insurance so that you're self-insured.
Yeah.
me ask you a question, all right? Let's say you're driving home tomorrow and boom, God forbid you ended up in a car accident. This is the last thing that I would ever want for you. How many months could your family afford to continue to eat and live the way that they are before going into complete financial ruin? How many months would you say? And how detrimental would that financial stress be on your wife, on your kids, if something like that were to happen? And would you ever want to put your wife and kids through that? Of course not. So the question I have for you is, can you guarantee me that that won't happen tomorrow? So if you can't guarantee me that that won't happen tomorrow, wouldn't it make sense that we get you protected today?
If you're a man with a family, life insurance isn't a choice, it's a responsibility. The best part? You decide your monthly payment. DM me or comment One Life if you're ready to protect your loved ones. Call 330-577-3496 to get started today.